Hey folks, welcome back to the Ball in the Morning Show. I'm your host Sidless, and we are pumped to have you here after week 1 of the preseason. Our first story comes out of Grant City as the Greyhounds lose by 23 points to the Cincinnati Bengals in their first ever game. You lose by 14, no big deal, it's the preseason. But you lose by 23 and you start having to have some difficult conversations. Will the Greyhounds be able to turn it around next week against the Cleveland Browns? Only time will tell. When we come back from the break, we'll interview Josh Allen on the fine art of arm punting. Stick with us, folks, on the Ball in the Morning Show.
Well, it's no secret that last week was rough, but we had a couple of bright spots. Victor Wen was our biggest bright spot. He had 4 catches for 40 yards, which doesn't sound great, but when you consider what everyone else was capable of doing, it looks a lot better. Victor Wen is a guy that I think has all of the attributes that we need to be a playmaker. And maybe he could be a playmaker for us long term. He's a guy that has decent speed. He's got decent acceleration. He's a guy that's able to get open, and that's his greatest asset. He gets open when nobody else does. He makes awesome grabs like this on the sideline. He is able to do things that none of our other receivers can do. And that's a big deal because most of our receivers can't really do anything. Victor Wen is a guy that I hope we have around for a long time. He's going to be a staple for us. Victor Wen's not the only guy that we wanted to look at today. We also wanted to take a look at Jalen Underwood. Jalen Underwood's a guy that doesn't have great coverage ability, but he does have some physical traits that make up for it. I think he's going to be great for us when we're trying to stop the run. I think he's going to be great when we're trying to hit some nickel blitzes. He's going to be able to get to the quarterback, use his bigger frame to make some big tackles, and he has great catching. So if a quarterback does manage to throw the ball his way, I think he's going to make him pay for it. I'm going to be making a couple of changes to our roster here in week 2 of the preseason. I really liked what I saw from Malik Thompson last week. He was 6 of 7. Didn't make any mistakes. He was excellent. And so I'd like to see him in our backup position. I'd like to see him run with the 2s a little bit. And if Diego Alvarez doesn't perform better this week than he did last week, I think we could even see a quarterback battle going on in week 3 of the preseason. So we'll hopefully see Malik Thompson ball out. Hopefully we'll see Diego Alvarez ball out too. And we can kind of make a decision as we go into week 3 about who we want to start. We're also going to be making a little bit of a change with Victor Wen. We're going to be moving him up to, I think we're going to move him up to the 3. And Darius Okafor is going to remain our 4. I do like Bryce Callahan. I think he showed some great flashes, but I like Darius Okafor a little more just because he's a little more aware. He's got a little bit better catch in traffic. His overall catching isn't quite as good, but anyways, Victor Wen balled out, and I really want to see him play in this starting offense, and I'd honestly kind of like to see him playing as more of our slot receiver. He's a little small, I think, for a slot receiver. I think Gabe Goldstein is maybe a tiny bit better for that position. Sebastian Cruz is really who I would love to see there, but he needs to be our number 1. So those changes in mind, we're going to hopefully see Victor Wen ball out like he did last week. He had 40 yards off 4 catches, which for this offense is quite a bit. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into our week 2 game against the Cleveland Browns. We're going to be rocking our all green duds, hoping they give us a little bit of luck. Lord knows that we need it. Let's get to it. It is officially time to kick things off in week 2 of the preseason here. The Grant City Greyhounds are playing again at home against the Cleveland Browns this time. We're taking on the entire AFC North, I guess. And this is a great opportunity. I think the Browns have one of the weakest rosters in the league. So if we can make some things happen, if we can make all the plays we need to make, take advantage of every opportunity, I think we could come away with a win in this preseason game. We're going to be starting out with the ball here. The Greyhounds are going to be back to return. And the Browns boot it away. where it lands in the hands of Darius Okafor, who's going to take it out to the left side before he's brought down to the 19-yard line. We were talking a little bit about quarterbacks earlier, and Diego Alvarez is someone that we really need to do everything perfect in this game. We need to see him make some more plays than he made last week. We need to see a little bit more in the realm of accuracy from him. And I'd even like to see him on some more designed run plays. They begin the drive here, though, with a pass play that is immediately intercepted as Diego Alvarez is brought down in the backfield. That is picked off by number 7 from the Browns, Tyson Campbell. And they score a touchdown just seconds into the football game. Definitely not how we want to start the game, but we can turn things around. And the ball goes to Darius Okafor once again, who brings it out to the left side. Oh, no. Well, when it rains, it pours, folks. Darius Okafor fumbles the football at the 23-yard line before it's picked up by one of the Browns' kickoff specialists, one of their receivers, actually, who scores a touchdown immediately. That's 2 touchdowns in 17 seconds, folks. Things are not looking great in this football game for the Grant City Greyhounds. And, you know, I'll put that interception on me, but I don't know that there's much that I could have done about that fumble. We're going to try to go for a return right and hope that the ball goes to Gabe Goldstein instead of Darius Okafor. And, of course, instead it is going to go right for Darius Okafor again, who is going to, thankfully, hold on to the ball and bring it up to about the 29-yard line. Diego Alvarez trotting out again. We'll see if he's able to improve on his first drive's performance and not throw an interception on the first play. The Greyhounds, on first down, are ready to get this drive started. And it begins with a run play. It seems like they're not even going to give Diego Alvarez the opportunity to throw another meatball sub like that. That's going to be a gain of 0, unfortunately, for the Grant City Greyhounds, and they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what's going to work against this Browns team. Running up the middle, throwing interceptions, it's not going to do anything for us here. Diego Alvarez under some pressure after the PA, and oh my goodness, he gets lit up right as he gets near to the first down line, and he is demolished by a Browns defender. It's 3rd and inches now, and we're going to see if the Greyhounds are able to convert. This is going to be a really important 3rd down for us, because if we are not able to get a first here, no. As I was about to say before we got brought down, if we aren't able to get a first down here, I'm worried about whether or not we can actually succeed in this game, about whether or not we can actually come away with a victory. But we're going to go for it. It's the preseason. Why not? We're going to do a QB sneak here, 4th and inches, and that's a conversion there for Diego Alvarez. That is a first down, and we get a fresh opportunity to see what this starting offense is capable of. They're going to come out now in a heavy set. It's an I formation. And it's going to be a run to the right side. Not Xavier Dubois. We have Brooks out there for the carry. He is going to attempt to bring it out to the right side before he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 12 now. The Greyhounds snap the ball, and Diego Alvarez drops back for a pass attempt that goes right to Micah Holloway. That's a great way to stay on his feet and get 4 yards on that catch. The Greyhounds are somehow still kicking on this drive. It's 3rd and 8. They're yet again in another important, crucial position here. And we're going to see if they're able to convert as Diego Alvarez drops back for yet another pass, and that is caught on a curl by Sebastian Cruz, not Victor Cruz. Different team, different era. I loved Victor Cruz's salsa back in the day. What a great touchdown celebration. And that is a first down for the Greyhounds. They're able to convert and keep this drive alive. They're back in the I formation again, and it seems as though they're going to run the ball straight up the middle. And it looks like we've got an injury there. I believe that's Elijah Mitchell. No, I think that's Anton Volkov. Anton Volkov, who seems to be hurt. Looks like it's an ankle injury of some sort. That's going to be a pretty big blow for us. He was kind of our veteran presence in the tight end room. The game must go on, though, and the Greyhounds on 2nd and 9 are back, and it seems as though they tried to go for a screenplay before it was broken down by Graham on the Browns. And it looks like it's an ankle bruise for Anton Volkov, and we're going to have to bring Elijah Price out onto the field for what is, again, another crucial 3rd and 9. This team has not shown me a ton in this first. Oh my goodness! Just as I say that, Victor Nguyen gets the catch, and he takes it all the way in for a touchdown. That's the Grant City Greyhounds' best touchdown of the year so far, I think. Wow. What an incredible pass. Great to see Diego Alvarez drop back, diagnose immediately, and get the football to Victor Nguyen for an incredible touchdown there. He does a little dance, and the Greyhounds now have 6 on the board. We'll be going for the extra point here, and Tom Zielinski is able to boot that through the uprights. Honestly, we had a lot of things go wrong in that drive. We had a lot of things go wrong in the first 17 seconds of this quarter, but I think we can turn things around. And of course, just as I'm talking about how we could turn things around, Xavier Dubois has a broken thumb and is not going to be able to return for the game. No idea how long that kind of injury is going to sideline him for. I'm assuming just for the game, but we'll see once we get out of this exhibition against the Cleveland Browns just what kind of time he's going to miss. And the Browns on the kickoff return are brought down at about the 24-yard line. He who must not be named is going to trot out for the first time here against the Grant City Greyhounds. And we're going to get our first look at the defense after their Week 1 woes. Our goal is to put the quarterback on his butt in the turf a lot. We don't like this guy. We want to see him in the dirt as much as is humanly possible. And immediately on the first play, he goes down into the turf. That's going to be a tackle from Jalen Underwood on the play. He was there in rushing. He was able to make that play happen, and hopefully we see a turnaround from him after what was a troubled week last week. And what might even be more enjoyable is seeing he who must not be named throw kind of a duck that hits the turf there. No gain for the Cleveland Browns as it is now 3rd down and 10. Nasir Rahman is able to get off of his block early, and he slams into he who must not be named, puts him into the turf, and that is 4th down and 16 for the Grant City Greyhounds. I have to say, I'm impressed. That was a much better defensive showing than I think we ever had in the game against the Bengals. Hopefully we can keep that up as the game goes on. The Browns boot the ball away, and that goes to Gabe Goldstein, who's able to bring the ball up to about the 49-yard line. The Greyhounds starting offense is going to get what is maybe one more opportunity to go out and try to score some points here before the twos come in the second quarter. And that's going to be an option play. Connor Kaplan is able to shrug off one tackler before another brings him down after a gain of only 2. The Greyhounds are going to come out into a tight set here. Diego Alvarez is under center. It's a PA play as the ball goes out to Anton Volkov, who's back out on the field. He is able to get a stiff arm and bring the ball over the first down line. Coming out into a heavy set here. We're going to see the Greyhounds run the ball right up the middle, their signature move, and that's good for a gain of about 2 there for Connor Kaplan. Coming out with 3 wide receivers now. The Greyhounds are on 2nd and 8. And we want to see some of these receivers get a little more involved. No! What? Oh, my God. I don't think that was my fault. That receiver had a step. he had the right positioning to catch the football. That was just a meatball sub by Diego Alvarez. And this is not the first time we've seen one of our quarterbacks do this. We've had a couple occasions where our quarterbacks have had men that are open, streaking down the field, running these in routes, these out routes, and they've just thrown awful passes that get intercepted. We can't have that kind of stuff in these games. The defense is going to come back out and try to make up for the offense's failures. And really, I wouldn't say the offense's failures. I'd more so say make up for Diego Alvarez's failures. And it seems like we're going to keep on with the trend of not doing what we need to do as the Browns are able to get a first down on their first play out. Lining up into a cover 3 set, we're able to bring down the running back. Tyson Barrett makes a decent tackle there. It's now 2nd and 6. Lining up in cover 2 now. We've got 4 down linemen on just about every down here. And that's mostly because, we know we can't cover. Whether it's zone or whether it's man, we're going to struggle. So our only hope really is to try to get to the quarterback. And so you're going to see us running a lot of 4-3. If I want to try to give the rushers a little bit of a break, I'll shift into the 3-4. But for the most part, we're going to be sending 4 every single down on defense if we can. And that's a great tackle there from Ahmed Al-Sayed. He's able to bring Quinshon Judkins down after a gain of only 1, and he steps over him as he does. That would be a penalty in the NBA. But thankfully here in the NFL, we get a little bit more leeway. 2nd down and 9 for the Browns here. We'll see what they come up with. They've got 5 receivers out. And that's a pass over the middle to tight end David Njoku that falls harmlessly to the turf. Tyson Barrett was in coverage, and to be honest, he's kind of lucky that that was a bad throw, because if that wouldn't have missed the mark, that would have been a touchdown, I fear. 3rd down and 9 now. Let's see if the Greyhounds are able to get another stop. And unfortunately, Ahmed Al-Sayed is taken down to the ground, and Tyson Barrett is able to just stop he who must not be named at the 18-yard line. That's going to be a 1st down for the Browns. Not what we want to see there, but there's not much we can do with our pass rushers getting pancaked. Don't have much of an opportunity to make a play when our guys are on the ground. We've got to fix that. And another play from Tyson Barrett. He has been all over the place in this quarter. That's a tackle behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3 for the Cleveland Browns. Tyson Barrett, he struggled a little bit last week, but we're seeing him kind of make up for it now. It's going to be 2nd and 13. The Cleveland Browns drop back to pass, and that is going to be a dump off to Jerry Jeudy off to the left side, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Cleveland Browns. I haven't been super thrilled with this drive, but I have seen some flash plays, so we're going to bring the house on this down and try to hopefully clog up some of those running lanes. And unfortunately, unfortunately, they rush it to the outside, but Solomon Bekele is able to get off of the receiver, and he's able to make an amazing tackle there. Great stop. Gain of only 1 for the Cleveland Browns on that play. That could have been a disaster. Solomon Bekele is there to make a difference. And it's going to be 2nd and goal, and now, unfortunately, disaster strikes as the Browns are able to run it in for an easy touchdown. I think there are a few adjustments that we can make with the defense. I think that there could be some better play calling going on for sure, but I don't think that we're screwed quite yet. I think that we can fix the things that we need to fix, and I think we can come out a little stronger the next time our defense hits the field. Back to receive the kickoff here, we have yet again Gabe Goldstein and Darius Okafor. And this time Gabe Goldstein is able to pick up the ball, and he takes it out to about the 38-yard line on what is a great return. I was super happy with his kick returns last week, and he is continuing to impress. That's what I like to see. I like to see him put on the ground. I like to see he who must not be named in the dirt. We see Victor Wynn dancing on his touchdown grab again. We see our interception. We've got some changes to make after this first quarter, but things are not hopeless. We can turn this around, I think. The Grant City Greyhounds are going to come out. We're going to try to get one more drive out of our starting offense before we put the twos in. I just want to see a little more from Victor Wen. I want to see a little more from Diego Alvarez. I'm not quite sure what I want to do, and that's a great catch from Victor Wen. Just as we're talking about him, he's able to take it over the middle, and he gets a gain of about 12 there. That's a first down for the Grant City Greyhounds. Going out with trips on the right side, Omar Rahman, Victor Wen, and Micah Holloway are the primary targets for this play. That's a pass from Diego Alvarez out to Omar Rahman, but unfortunately he drops the football, and we've got another injury. I mean, we've just seen so many in this game. Hopefully that's nothing big. Hopefully he can come back and get back on the field for us, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I've been pretty let down in this game at almost every conceivable turn. Victor Wen runs a little whip route, and just as Diego Alvarez tries to get the ball out to him, he's sacked, brought down by number 91 on the Browns. It's going to be a deep third down now. It's 3rd and 19. This might be Diego Alvarez's last play, his last opportunity to make a difference, to show us what he's got, and he sails the ball way over the wide open receiver, the wide open wide receiver's head. It's not what I wanted to see, guys. It's not what I wanted to see. I'm not thrilled by that. I wish we would have made something happen there, but we unfortunately were not able to. We're going to have to watch the twos play out the rest of this game. The Browns are going to continue with their starting offense, it appears, bringing out he who must not be named in crew. And the Greyhounds are going to try to make some of those adjustments that we talked about earlier. They're going to try to throw a few more stunts in. They're going to try to get a little bit of a different look here. We want to experiment some with this defense. We want to try to give them every opportunity to make something happen, and we're able to on that play as Colt Ramsey sheds a blocker easily and makes a tackle there on the running back. That's a gain of 0 for the Cleveland Browns. Colt Ramsey has been a guy that's surprised me a little bit. I've seen him make a few plays over these last couple of games, and I like what I'm seeing. Nasir Maman able to get off the tackle, but unfortunately he gets to the wrong gap. And we have to see Fabian Suggs bring Quinton Judkins down way down the field. Lining up now, it's a fresh set of downs for the Cleveland Browns. That rhymed. We're going to see them in I formation. There's some motion going on. Colt Ramsey tries to get off his blocker, and he doesn't, but one of our linebackers is able to get in he who must not be named's face and force him to throw the football away. Greyhounds now lining up in cover 3. It's quad set here. That's going to be a quick screen pass to the wide receiver before he is taken down for a gain of about 3. One thing I want to do with these stunts is try to cycle through who's going to be looping and who's going to be going under and over to try to help keep the linemen a little fresher. Just as I'm trying to focus on our defensive adjustments, he who must not be named throws an incomplete pass. The defense is able to make their second stop of the game. And Tyson Barrett, who's been all over the place, has been kind of our defensive hero today. I've been really impressed with what he's been able to do. Browns punt the ball away, and they don't want to give Gabe Goldstein a chance to even return this football. And Malik Thompson is now on the field. We've got most of our starters off, except for Victor Wen, who's going to be catching this cheeky little screenplay. And he's able to make a few yards off of that. Look at that, 3 catches for 62 yards. He's really excelled in this game. I'm really happy with what we've seen out of him, and I think he's kind of earned his spot in the starting offense from here on out. Going to be lining up in a heavy I formation again as the ball is handed off. Brooks carries it up for a gain of maybe 1, if not back to the line of scrimmage, before he's brought down. Now, Malik Thompson has some pretty decent short accuracy. He's also pretty fast, so I would like to see him on some QB design run plays as well. And Anton Volkov, he's making the stiff arm his signature as he gets us a first down. He ran that little out route with efficiency, and he's able to get the ball over the line exactly where we needed it to be.
It's going to be a new set of downs now, and Malik Thompson is going to take off on one of those QB design plays that we talked about. He's not going to be able to bring it back even to the line of scrimmage, though, unfortunately. Taken down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1. Now we're going to see him try to show off his arm a little bit as he throws the ball to the left side out to Gabe Goldstein before it hits the turf, falling off of the receiver's hands. 3rd and 11. There are 5 receivers out. It's an empty look for the Greyhounds here. And the ball is going to be thrown now to Darius Okafor, who's able to get his hands on it but can't quite bring it down. 4th and 11 Greyhounds. Gideon Asante punting the ball away again. We're going to try to get this deep in their own territory. We haven't been able to quite yet. But we see a fair catch now, and the ball is going to be on the Browns' 11. That's a great punt from Gideon Asante, probably the best one we've seen from him so far. 1st down and 10, deep in their own territory now. The Browns are lining up in a heavy set, and it's going to be a handoff to Quinshon Judkins, who is not able to gain a yard on the play. 2nd down and 10. I like running some of these double teams on their wide receivers. I find that in teams, especially that cannot cover, the double teams give you just a little more juice, give you just a second, maybe even half a second more to get to the quarterback, and that's something that we want to keep going. Running a lot of blitzes out of the nickel, and that's mostly because I trust Jalen Underwood to get there when he needs to get there. That is his 2nd play behind the line of scrimmage today. He is able to get back there into the backfield and make things happen, and that's why I keep running those nickel blitzes. He is phenomenal when blitzing the quarterback. The Browns are forced to punt it away from their own 7. It's going to go to Gabe Goldstein. They can't keep it away from him this time, and he's able to take it up to the 49-yard line. Malik Thompson now going to have an opportunity to redeem himself after what was a pretty lackluster first drive. But before he gets to pass the ball away, they're going to run a little bit of a counter play there on the 1st down. That's going to go for about 5 yards. Decent carry there by Brooks. Pretty pleased with what I've been seeing from him so far. Obviously he hasn't made any huge breakaway plays, but I put that more on the O-line than I do on him. And Anton Volkov is going to catch the ball on what is a PA play that seems to have gone wrong. Going out in trips now. Malik Thompson drops back for the pass, but he is brought down by a bevy of Browns players who are able to get past just about every single one of our O-linemen. And I unfortunately simmed through that punt. That was my fault. I'm so used to simming through punts and extra points. My mistake. Won't happen again. The Browns are going to be taking the ball, though, from the 3, which would probably make that Gideon Asante's best punt to date. And I wasn't the one punting it, so that probably tells you a little something about how decent I am at punting. I'm awful. Anything that involves kicking in Madden, I just cannot do well. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 now for the Browns, and Quinshon Judkins is hit deep behind the line of scrimmage, but he's able to stay on his feet and bring what should have been a loss to a new set of downs. Browns call a timeout now as we have a minute left in the first half of the game. They're going to be trying to save every second they can so that they can go out and get another touchdown. Our job is to try and stop them from being able to touch the promised land. And it doesn't seem like we're doing a great job of it, as they're able to make a 1st down on the first play of that set of downs. Jerry Jeudy makes a great catch there that is brought to the 35-yard line. We're going to bring the defensive line in, have a little bit of a pinch going on, and Tyson Barrett is going to blitz the quarterback. He hits him, but he's unable to bring him down before another couple of Greyhounds are able to help him out and make the sack happen. That's going to be a loss of 3. He who must not be named is brought down, and it is 2nd and 13 for the Greyhounds. And what a hit! What a hit on Jerry Jeudy. He's going to be feeling that next week. That was a great play from Jacoby Mensah there. He made an amazing form tackle there. 3rd down and 8 now for the Browns as they try to convert, and they have a wide open man in Jerry Jeudy. I don't know how we're able to leave their best receiver completely uncovered. It was a zone play, but still, you can't take your eyes off of a guy like that. Lining up now, it's a 1st down and 10 from the 30-yard line, and he who must not be named is able to run it out to about the 14-yard line. And we're going to try to stop him from spiking the ball, but unfortunately, he's able to make that happen. We're going to be running out of 46 Bear now. Is it 4-6 or 46? I never know. But we're going to be running out of that formation, trying to get a sack here, and we're unable to, but the ball is thrown away. It's going to be 3rd and 10, and we're going to see if the Cleveland Browns try to go for a field goal here. Looks like the Browns will go for a field goal try on 3rd and 10. Seems like they're hoping to block us out of scoring in this half, aside from our first touchdown. They are able to get that field goal through the uprights, and we will return the ball one more time. Hopefully, Gabe Goldstein can make some magic happen. And they won't even give him a chance, as that is going to go through the back of the end zone. Let's get some changes put in place, and let's try to go out and do a little bit better in this second half against the Cleveland Browns. And we are back with the third quarter, start of the second half in this Cleveland Browns, Grant City Greyhounds matchup. We are kicking the ball away to the Cleveland Browns. We're going to try to hopefully stop them from getting another touchdown. It's already 24-7. That's a pretty deep hole for our second team to get started with. And Tevin Sinclair is going to be able to make a great tackle there on the kickoff. He's able to bring them down at the 23-yard line. And we're going to see Shedeur Sanders and the twos come out for the Cleveland Browns. With any luck, the twos for the Browns will be just a little bit worse than the ones, and we'll be able to get some turnovers, maybe even score a little bit here on the defense. And that's going to be a tackle at the 25-yard line. The Cleveland Browns are able to make 1 yard off of that quarterback carry there. Shedeur Sanders is a guy that I think is mostly going to function as a running quarterback in this offense. I don't know that he has developed the accuracy quite yet. Saw this same problem with, what was his name? Was it Mason Thompson? Whoever the other quarterback they drafted in real life was. We saw all three of them kind of struggle with accuracy, with passing, and that's a frequent problem for the Browns, having quarterbacks that can't really throw the ball super well. Baker Mayfield was their last player that really knew what he was doing. Joe Flacco, he could sling it, and I do like Joe Flacco, but we're going to try to capitalize on the Browns, really focusing on the run, hopefully, and we're going to kind of rely on, we're going to kind of rely on them using this run more and more often to make something happen here. We're not able to make something happen on that play, though. They're able to take it to the 26-yard line for a huge gain. We want to stop those kinds of big plays from happening. And that's a fumble! The ball is picked up by Arjun Patel. He's taking it back. He's running. He's got Shedeur Sanders on his tail, but Shedeur is not going to be able to catch him, and he runs it into the end zone for a touchdown. That is the first defensive touchdown for the Grant City Greyhounds. Arjun Patel is doing his little dance. He's excited. He gets that fumble recovery touchdown. Now let's see if this play stands. Hopefully it does. And maybe. I don't know if that running back was down on the tackler's body or if he hit the ground before he let go of the football. I couldn't quite tell. We're going to see what the refs have to say after this replay. And they're going to be reviewing it, just as I expected. Let's hope that things fall our way. And I don't know. That's close. That's close. I can't tell if his knee hit the ground before he was rolled onto the tackler's body, and it looks like they're going to take that touchdown away. An unfortunate turn of events for the Grant City Greyhounds. What could have been a touchdown is instead just going to be a tackle for a loss of 1. Fabian Suggs is now in coverage, and Shedeur Sanders is almost brought down for a sack, but he's able to just get the ball away. 3rd down and 11 now. If we can hold the Browns to a field goal here, I will be fairly happy. And
maybe we won't even be able to do that because they get a pretty simple first down there. I'm going to have to eat crow after saying that I didn't think that Shedeur Sanders was super accurate in this game because it seems like he's not missing anytime he throws the football. And that's going to be a run. It's going to be an option play, and that's going to be brought down. Good tackle there by the defense. 4 yards on that carry for Shedeur Sanders. They are inching closer and closer to the goal line, but maybe we'll be able to stop them. Here, that's a great tackle from Jalen Underwood. It's on the goal line. It is 3rd and inches here for the Cleveland Browns. We're going to pinch this. We're going to anticipate. We're going to get Arjun Patel to crowd the line here. And we're going to try to get a stop, but unfortunately on a QB sneak, Shedeur Sanders is able to get into the end zone for an easy touchdown. I'm not going to skip the extra point this time, like I did earlier. Instead, we're going to try to get a play to happen here. But they're going to get that extra point pretty easy. We're now down by 24. 104 yards in 2 minutes. That is pretty pathetic from our defense. We've got to make better plays. We've got to make actual turnovers happen. This kickoff is going to be returned by Bryce Callahan. He was injured last week, and hopefully we see him stay healthy this week as he brings the ball out to the 32-yard line. I did not mind Bryce Callahan's returns last week and this week. Maybe we could put him back there instead of Darius Okafor. Might be able to make a bit more of a difference having 2 good returners back there. Connor Kaplan is hit by one Browns player before he's taken down a few yards later for a gain of about 4. Liking what I'm seeing from Connor Kaplan. He is not a guy that goes down easy. And on this second down play, there's a flag, and Malik Thompson is brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a sack. But thankfully, that penalty is going to be on the Browns. It's going to be an offsides from one of their cornerbacks, and we're going to be able to have a second down do-over. 2nd down and 1 now, and it looks like they're going to try passing the ball again. This is going to go out to Anton Volkov in the left side. He is going to catch the football. He is going to put another stiff arm on a Browns player and bring it to the 34-yard line. What a great pass and run from Anton Volkov. That's the kind of stuff that we need to see. And a motion as Connor Kaplan gets the football on the handoff, and he is just able to bring it to the 36-yard line to manage that loss. It's only a loss of about 1 there. And it seems like we've got an injury. I wasn't able to tell who that was. It perhaps was Connor Kaplan, maybe, as we have Anthony Russo out as our running back now. He's one of our fullbacks. Don't understand why he'd be out on the field unless it was an injury. That pass is unfortunately going to fall incomplete. Not a bad pass, to be honest with you. Callahan just wasn't able to bring it in. He had a guy on him. But Malik Thompson accurate at least. And another pass that's unable to be brought in. That's Darius Okafor there that time. And it seems like it is, in fact, Connor Kaplan that's hurt. Strained bicep. We're going to put in Whitaker. Try to manage that injury a little bit. And we're going to go for the field goal here. Tom Zielinski able to knock it through, and for the first time in this half, the Greyhounds are able to get some points on the board. That's kind of a relief for us, to be honest with you. We have been struggling to get anything on the board since that first touchdown. We just needed to get some points, and maybe that'll get us moving. Maybe that'll get us started here. Kick is brought up to the 24-yard line before he is brought down by a gaggle of defenders, including Jalen Underwood, who, again, is having a pretty good game today. I've been very pleased with what I've seen from him. We're going to be running some stunts here as we go into a double bracket play. We're going to be doubling the tight end. Tight ends seem to be the favored targets for this Browns offense. And Kamon Rucker is right on Shedeur Sanders' lap, but he's still unable to make a play. Fabian Suggs is there to contest the pass, but Jamari Thrash still comes away with the catch. What an unfortunate turn of events in that play for us. We were in the right position 2 times to make a play happen, and we were still unable to make it.
Greyhounds are struggling today. We're going to have this defensive line pinch just a little bit. We're going to have Venga rush through the gap, and before he is able to get there, the pass is hauled in by the tight end for the Cleveland Browns. Interesting. Offensive pass interference on DeAndre Carter. We'll take it. I didn't see that happen. I wasn't looking at DeAndre Carter. We get another shot here, and we're going to try to bring the house on second down. And it's not going to matter as they score immediately after. And it seems like it is Malachi Corley who comes up with that touchdown. Things are starting to go downhill pretty quick for us. It's 38-10 now. We're down by 28 points, folks. Things are not looking super promising. I mean, that's crazy. 77 yards in 46 seconds. I know this team is bad, but we've got to be making some better play calls, and that's on me. And we've got to be making some better plays in general if we want to have any whisper of a chance of stopping a team this year. That's a decent kick return there, brought up to the 29-yard line. And that's where Malik Thompson and the offense is going to start off on this drive. We've got 4 receivers out, trips on the right side. Malik Thompson drops back, and he's going to tuck it, and he's going to run, and he's going to make a huge gain there, bringing the ball up to about the 49-yard line. What a great carry from the quarterback there. This is what I wanted to see from him. I wanted to see him extending plays. I wanted to see him using his legs. He's got like an 88 speed. He is quick. We can see him using his feet more often in games like that. I think we're going to see some big changes happen. We are back to a more normal set here as we've got 2 receivers out to our left, and that pass is going to go straight through the hands of Darius Okafor, who drops the football yet again. He is slowly working his way out of the second string lineup. That was a draw play to the halfback, Whitaker. He is brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1, and things are looking dire here for the Greyhounds on 3rd and 11. For some reason, we've got Russo out. Perhaps Whitaker got hurt on that last play. The quarterback is going to drop back and be sacked again by a gaggle of Browns. We're just not able to get anything going on offense. I mean, we got lucky in the last drive, but things are rough this quarter. We're going to be going out in a little bit of a Tampa 2 look in the nickel. Hopefully a few extra DBs are going to be able to curb some of this passing that we've seen going on in this quarter. And that seems to be an injury for the Browns. We've seen quite a lot of injuries on both teams in this football game. Not something that you want to see, aside from he who must not be named, but something that seems to be an inevitable part of playing against the Cleveland Browns today. And that's going to be a sack there. It's not something that we can get too excited about given everything that's happened so far, but definitely something that I'm happy about at least. It's going to be 3rd and 11 now for the Browns as they try to convert, and instead Okoye is going to bring the running back down for a loss of 3, and the Browns are going to be forced to punt the ball away for the first time this quarter. Take that back. Didn't we get a stop on the first drive? I don't know. I can't remember. I've got the memory of a goldfish. Anyways, Darius Okafor is going to be returning the punt, unfortunately, and he is going to take it up to just the 37-yard line. We've got to see some creative play calling here. I don't think we're going to see anything happen if we don't change up what looks we're giving this defense, and so we're going to dig a little deeper into Coach Leaf's bag to try to make something happen. And on this PA play, no one is able to get open, and instead we're able to run the ball with Malik Thompson for an 8-yard gain. They trot back out there again. It's on 2nd and 2 now, and it looks like Malik Thompson is going to be making a couple of adjustments at the line. And those adjustments seem to pan out as Omar Rahman is able to catch the football on a bit of a drag route and gain the Greyhounds a new first down. They're trying to hurry here so that they can get as many plays out of this third quarter as possible. The ball goes on a post route to Bryce Callahan, who brings it in for an 8-yard gain. We're going to see now if the Greyhounds are able to make one more play happen before the third quarter ends. And they are able to get the snap off. And Malik Thompson is brought down behind the line of scrimmage by a Browns linebacker. That's going to be a loss, a huge loss for the Greyhounds. And it is now the end of the third quarter. Well, it's been a little bit of a slaughter here. The Browns have kind of been having their way with the Greyhounds. But I will say, from last week to this week, there has been improvement. We've got to the quarterback more often. We've made some better tackles. We have not allowed quite so many huge gains as we did last week. And so even though there are flaws in this week, I think we've improved by a pretty wide margin, if I'm being honest. We're going to come out now on 3rd and 10 in a very heavy set as we've got several linemen out. And one of our linemen, Kowalski, is going to catch that. Seems like the Greyhounds are going to go for it. And I mean, what other option do we have? we kind of have to. I mean, we're down in the fourth quarter by 28 points. It's all or nothing, and unfortunately it seems like it's nothing as Malik Thompson throws an inaccurate ball that hits the hands of the Browns defender and goes the other way. Not what I wanted to happen there. Not what I wanted to happen. There was not much room on that play, but just seems like things are not going our way today. The Browns are able to make another big gain on first down as they have the entire game. They're going to have a new set of downs already in field goal range just about. We're going to be blitzing the Sam. We're going to be in coverage here, and it looks like Brooks Emerson is going to be just in position to make the tackle, but he's not going to be able to bring him down before he gets a first. Even when we put the nickel formation out, it seems like we're just not able to stay with and follow these receivers. Our zone coverage is not able to make things happen. Our man coverage is not able to make things happen. We're just going to have to start all-out blitzing, I think. We're going to change into the 46 here. I've decided that's what I'm calling it. So if it's the 4-6, don't kill me. We're going to be blitzing the quarterback here. Arjun Patel is almost there, but Venga is the one who seems to make the sack. That is 5 on the day for the Greyhounds defense. Say what you will about our pass coverage, but we're able to get to the quarterback. I don't know if that's on the Browns for having a poor offensive line or if that's genuinely a strength of this defense, but I'm happy either way with how we've gotten to the quarterback. And a hit and a bounce off there. And on 3rd and 15, the Browns are able to convert. It's the same story every single drive, just about. We make a couple of stops, and then they're able to essentially do whatever they want with this defense. Desperately trying to hang on, desperately trying to get a stop here late into the fourth quarter. But, folks, I don't know that we're going to be able to make anything happen here. I think that this is a bad spot for us to be in. It's 3rd and 2 now. We're able to make a tackle behind the line of scrimmage there, and we're able to limit the Browns. But whether or not we're able to stop them is going to be a different question, and it seems like after a decent hit and a good clean-up tackle, we're able to bring the Browns down behind the line of scrimmage. It's now 4th and 3. They're going to be forced to take a field goal, and thankfully, our defense gets a stop, and our offense is going to be able to have, hopefully, at least one more chance to get some points on the board. If we can get a touchdown in this quarter, maybe even 2 touchdowns if we get lucky, or if the Browns score really fast, I'll be happy. And Darius Okafor seems like he's making our decision for us as he is down and hurt after what honestly wasn't a terrible kickoff return there. He is definitely going to be moving down to the 2nd string next week, or the 3rd string next week, excuse me, as Bryce Callahan is able to catch a ball for a short gain of about 5 there. We want to keep the ball clean on this drive. We don't want Malik Thompson turning the ball over. We don't want anybody putting the ball on the ground. We don't want anyone fumbling. That's a dislocated wrist for Darius Okafor. He could be out for a little while. I never know how long these injuries take, you know, and with the new injury settings that they have, oh God.
That ball is swatted harmlessly to the ground as two defenders were on Anton Volkov. Not quite sure why there was a double team on our second string tight end, but, you know, he has made some great plays this game, so we'll just pretend that they're scared of him. And on fourth down, as we try to make something happen, we do. Anton Volkov is the one that comes away with the first down for us. Dropping back again, Malik Thompson sees nobody quite open, and he takes the ball for a huge run and a first down for the Greyhounds. They are slowly marching their way down the field. They're stopped, and then they make some motion happen. They're stopped, and they make some motion happen. They're stopped, and they make some motion happen. We'll see if they can keep this up. We'll see if they can make it all the way down to the promised land. That's a short carry there for the halfback, a gain of about 3. That inside zone with a fullback blocking is one of my favorites. I know you're probably going to be making a joke about us running the ball up the middle a billion times, but our passing game has been rough, so we don't have a whole lot of options in this game. And the Greyhounds now on 3rd and 1 are going to pass the football, and Malik Thompson is going to roll out to try to extend the play and instead be sacked once again by the Browns defense. Back for a desperation pass, and it's going to be caught by Tevin Sinclair, the corner. He was on the field for some reason, but he makes a huge play for us there. What an amazing two-way player we've got, right? Am I right, folks? We've got somebody out there who can make it happen on both sides of the football. That's what we want to see. A pass there for Anton Volkov that is almost given to the Browns. Falls harmlessly to the turf. Thank goodness for that. Our drive is still alive with about 2.5 minutes to go. 2nd and 10 now, as Malik Thompson is going to drop back for yet another pass. And he brings it up the middle. That's a gain of about 15 or 16 yards there. They are on the 10-yard line. They are knocking on the door. Will this red zone trip result in some points, or will it result in disappointment yet again? We'll see as the ball goes up into the air for Bryce Callahan, but it is overthrown. No touchdown there for Malik Thompson and Bryce Callahan. They seem to have a pretty decent connection. He seems to be a favorite target. And we see an opening there for Connor Kaplan, and the man scores another touchdown here in this football game late in the 4th quarter. It is now 41-17 for the Grant City Greyhounds. Things are looking up. We might have an opportunity to get a stop here and go and get the football and do a 2-minute drill if we're lucky. If we can get some more points, if we can get even a field goal, if we can score 20 points in this game, I will be ecstatic. I'll be enthralled. If we can get a turnover on this drive, even better. That's what I would love to see. This defense, there we go! Just as I'm talking about a turnover, oh no. We knock the ball out, but it's picked up immediately by the Browns. Just as I was talking about getting a turnover, just as I get excited thinking that we had one, the Browns rip all of our joy away. And that's been the case. We've seen a couple of instances in which we've been close to getting a turnover, but whether it's been through the replay or whether it's been through the Browns making a play to recover, we just have not been able to make it happen. And that's going to be another designed run for the Browns, as Shedeur Sanders is going to bring it up to the 31-yard line. And it was kind of as I thought. They're going to attempt to run all over us. There's not much sense in extending this game. 41-17, we are going to end this preseason Week 2 matchup against the Cleveland Browns in the loss category. It's unfortunate. We didn't play like I wanted us to, but we did improve from last week, in my opinion. I think this is a much better team this week than it was last week. I think we're figuring out who we want to be in the starting offense, who we want to be as our backups, and I think we're going to be able to kind of get our quarterback locked in next week. I liked what I saw from Malik Thompson. He had an interception that I was not a big fan of, obviously, but I think that for the most part, he was pretty on target, and the way that he was able to move with his legs was pretty great. So we're going to need both skill sets if we are going to make anything salvageable out of our O-line happen. So let's take a look at our stats here. We have 10 of 19 for 85 yards and an interception from Malik Thompson, and 5 of 11 for 84 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions from Diego Alvarez. Now, I may be expecting too much out of Diego Alvarez. Maybe that was the best that any quarterback could do with our ones, but Malik Thompson had 5 carries for 53 yards. I mean, that's something that we can't ignore. That's 53 yards more than 42 yards more than Diego Alvarez had on the ground, and I think that's going to put him over the top, in my opinion. Connor Kaplan played better than the stats look, I think. 8 carries for 26 yards and a touchdown, 5 for 15 from Isaiah Brooks, and 1 for -1 from Caleb Whitaker. On the receiving side of the football, we had a great game from Anton Volkov. I mean, he needed to show out in this game, and he really did. Victor Wen, same story. Needed to show out, and he gets 3 catches for 62 yards and a touchdown. That's what I wanted to see from him. That's exactly what I wanted to see from him. Bryce Callahan, 2 catches for 13 yards. He was targeted quite a few times, but didn't come up with as many. Sebastian Cruz, only 1 for 11. I'm thinking about shifting him over to our 2. Maybe moving Victor Wen, keeping Victor Wen as our slot in our 3, and maybe moving Bryce Callahan to the 1, or Micah Holloway even, who has a little more height. I'd like to kind of test that out some next week. Tevin Sinclair, though, with the surprise catch for 20 yards. He had an amazing catch there. That was awesome. Zane Kowalski, our left tackle, caught a catch for 9 yards. And Omar Rahman has disappointed, honestly, for the first 2 games. I think this is one of maybe 2 catches he's had this whole preseason. Defensively, though, we have Jalen Underwood having the game of his life. 11 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and a sack. What a crazy game from him. We have 3 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and a sack and a half from Nasir Maman. We've got 3 tackles, a tackle for loss, and a sack from Santiago Venga. And we have a half a sack from Kamon Rucker, half a sack from Colt Ramsey, half a sack from Dante Marino, and half a sack from Tevin Sinclair. Tyson Barrett had a good game. He was all over the place. 5 tackles, 2 for loss, and half a sack. I would have liked to see him a little more active. I would have liked to see some more positive things in the pass coverage, but overall, I don't think it was a bad game. Miles Cole got a little active, 3 tackles, 2 for loss. Colt Ramsey, 4 tackles, 2 for loss, and that half sack. He's good, I think, in the run defense category. Nasir Maman as well. They're able to get off their blockers pretty quick, and they're able to make things happen. We had no interceptions, and we had 1 forced fumble from Vladimir Sokolov, who I was not expecting to see much from. No passes defensed, unfortunately. And no recoveries on those fumbles. So we had a bit of a rough game, but like I said, I think we improved. I think we're going to be in a good spot going into next week to figure out who we want to start for us. And hopefully, once we have that ironed out, we'll be at our best. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed. I hope that you stick around for the rest of this preseason, and you stick with the Greyhounds to see what they're able to accomplish as they go throughout the rest of this year. I know that we can turn this ship around. It might not be this year, might not be next year, but we've got all the pieces that we need to make something happen with the Greyhounds in the future. So, looking forward to next week. I'll see you guys then.